And you completed your senior year at Manzanar High School.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The first, I had to ask Bo. I says, Bo, when did we graduate? You know, I called him up the other day.
Bo Sakaguchi.
Bo Sakaguchi. And so he says, telling me, he says, oh, we're the first graduating class, he says, you know. He said, there was no midterm, he says. And so I says, okay. And so we were the first graduating, we graduated. But because there were, we were still restricted with photographs, no photography or anything then. So we didn't have, we have this one picture, I think maybe Sherry showed you, but we couldn't take any, we didn't have a regular album, you know, like we used to call them barristers up at Marshall, but we didn't have that. But we had like a folder, but it's all right, we survived, you know.
Yeah, you didn't have an auditorium to graduate
no,
in
not
either. Where did you graduate?
Yeah. But you know, we managed, and you know, things worked out all right. And I met a lot of friends, and I went to, as long as the reunions were down here, we had like just our class reunions, our block reunion. We had it for a couple, 3 times here, and then they decided they're going to move to Vegas. That's when I decided, no, because of my allergies and things, I didn't go. So,
tell us your feelings and opinions about the quality of the school experience at Manzanar.
The school experience? Well, the teacher we had was, we thought, Janet Goldberg. She was very good. Very good.
What was it about her that made?
Something about, she was more than a teacher. She wanted to get close to the family, you know, and we did. She did things with us, you know. I understand she was her father was a doctor or something in Long Beach at the time. Single mother. And there was another teacher. She was all right. Hay or something her name was. But Janet Goldberg, she did a lot. And then Mr. Frizzell, the music teacher, oh gosh, he just went out of his way for everyone, you know. Yeah. If there was any drama to be done, he was in there. If there's music to be done, he was, you know. And he really participated and tried to make things pleasant for us.
How did Manzanar High School compare with John Marshall?
John Marshall?
In terms of,
well, we didn't have to keep changing classes, you know, or anything. But compared, I think the teachers were closer to the students at Manzanar. In other words, they wanted to help the students themselves, you know. Yeah. We had some good teachers up here, too. Of course, you have to move from class to class, you know. Some were good, some were, but, you know, it was,
Janet was also involved in journalism, too. She was involved in journalism.
Yes, she was involved in journalism. Very. And she was very, what should I say? When she did things, she did it like from ground up and very, very, you know, complete everything. That was her.
Now, had any of the girls, had Sumi attended college before Manzanar, or did any of the girls have aspirations to go to college, including yourself?
We, you know, at that time, we thought, gee, going to college, that was for the men or something, you know. You know, to have to support the family and things, you know. But I went, after I came out, I went on to, in between, I went on to a business school and took up a little more, things like shorthand and things, because I wanted to do a little, more. But no, we never really even thought of that. And then we used to think, gee, college are for rich people. Oh.
So you.
But we didn't even think about it because we had to help at the shop, make a living.
So did you make, friends at Manzanar that you still have today?
I've lost contact with some of them, and some of them I was seeing them more regularly because by coincidence we were going to the same ballroom dance class, the same teacher, different areas though, but like Bull, and I'd see him there. But other than that, and he's telling me some of the friends are living out in the valley. Well, I don't go out that way, so I don't, But no, most of them are, I think, either gone or I went to one reunion, and as you get older and everything, you change. You look different too, and but no, I haven't really contacted anyone really recently.
Now you had this great love of dancing. Did you attend dances at Manzanar?
Yes. Oh
Mess
yeah.
halls?
Oh yeah. That was something that we always looked forward to.
What was that like?
It was fun, Nothing fancy in the mess hall. They'd clear the tables, And I can't remember how often we had them, but we had the small ones in the mess halls, and that was very nice. We had like Frank Sinatra music in those days, and that was when he was at his just starting out, I think, But it was we had the records, and the fellows would play the records, and we had fun.
You also had a couple of very talented vocalists in camp.
In camp. Mary. Mary was very good. There was another fellow, his name was Takeshi. I don't know if you remember him, Takeshi Yamamoto. We used to call him the Frank Sinatra of Manzanar. His voice was very, very, he was good in the slower things that Frank Sinatra sang, but he was very good. I don't know, he was a San Pedro fellow, young fellow, quiet. I don't know, lost track of him. And I used to ask my brother-in-laws, but they weren't too sure what happened to him. Yeah.
San Pedro or Terminal Island?
Terminal Island.
Oh, Yoga Day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Terminal Island, yeah. And there was a fellow, he was a pianist, concert pianist. He was very good. Now, I didn't know him at the time of camp. We were in camp. I knew his brother for some reason, but I met him by chance at one of the dances, and we got to talking and found out that he's the brother of the, person I knew. And some of the musicians, they used to call them jive bombers. Yeah. There's one fellow, I think he was the original. His name was Joe Sakai. Kind of slick hair and everything, and there was his name was Shig Ishii. Well, they used to hang out together, but they used to, part of the band, And at that, when he first started, it was just a few, not a whole lot of them, maybe 3, 4 of them. I have no idea what happened to him, but.